On this episode of the Massive Agent Podcast, we're talking about how to network with other real estate professionals. There's a tool out there, there's a platform that makes it really easy. This is outside of Facebook, outside of LinkedIn. It's specific to the real estate industry, and we're going to talk specifics of how to use it, what it can do for you, and just how to leverage networking with other real estate agents, how to leverage that into closing more deals.
The Massive Agent Podcast, with lead generation tips and strategies to get you more leads and sell more homes.
I love to buy houses. I like to sell houses.
It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
Wait a minute.
The leads are weak. You're weak.
I've had better.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Here's your host, Dustin Brohm.
What's up, Massive Agents? Welcome to episode number 84 of the Massive Agent Podcast. Thank you for listening. This is, of course, without a doubt, the number one podcast on the planet hosted by me. And we are the number one podcast on planet Earth that starts with the word massive. Look, we can't argue with science, nor can you. So let's just not try. Let's just not question it and roll with it. If you are new to the show, my name is Dustin Brohm, your host. I am a national speaker, trainer, and real estate marketing coach. I am a licensed agent with eXp Realty in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm also the host of the Industry Connected podcast, which is more industry-related news and talk for agents and loan officers. I'm the co-founder of the Industry Syndicate, real estate's very first media network, and the founder of the Massive Agent Society. Members of the Massive Agent Society get access to our database of proven Facebook ads that you can copy and paste. Okay, most agents and LOs run into the issue of, okay, I know how to run an ad, but what should I do? Well, we just give you the ads to run, copy and paste them, and then give you the support and coaching and training and hand-holding to troubleshoot and improve them over time after they are running. So we do only allow one agent per market. To see if your market is still available, go over to massiveagentsociety.com. If you're looking for the cheapest, best value to keep that cost down, check out our annual and lifetime options. It is by far the cheapest over the long term. All right, so today we're going to be talking about networking. You've heard me talk about this a lot. When I started to network with other agents, and I started doing this on Snapchat, to be honest with you, when I started to network with other agents and build friendships with them and just collaborate with them and learn from them and share what I was doing with them, it changed everything for me. And one of the more short-term payoffs that I saw from it, aside from just like learning some of these amazing things that other agents were doing, was getting referrals. I started closing referral deals because agents started knowing me as the Salt Lake City agent, and I was the only one they knew. Had I been so closed off mentally and been like, well, you know, it's so competitive, I can't let any of my competitors see what I'm doing, and I can't friend any of them on social media because they'll see what I'm doing and they'll steal it. I can't tell you how outdated that thinking is and how wrong it is. It's wrong in so many ways. So today's interview is really interesting, and I think it could help you open your eyes to it. This is not the first time we've talked about the topic, but it is the first time that we've specifically talked about a tool that you can use to network with other agents. And this is a really cool tool that for a minute, I didn't really give it the time of day. I was like, oh, it's just another platform, just another place to create a profile as an agent, whatever. But it wasn't until I met their CEO and founder, Brody Saunders, that I really started to look at it. He's like, no. Like, it can do this, and you can use it for this. And I was like, okay, this is unique. This is actually really cool. So think of LinkedIn, think of Pinterest, think of Zillow, kind of, like the best parts of Zillow, not all the worst parts that you're probably thinking of, but all combined into one platform. And it's just really interesting. So we have Brody Saunders on the show today. He's going to tell us a little bit about IdealEstate, and you may even have a profile. A lot of agents out there, I believe he said north of 600,000 agents already have profiles, but many of them just set up a profile and then never bothered to use it. So if that's you, maybe dust that thing off and try using it the way we talk about it today. This is not a paid guest. Like I get nothing from them. I just saw this as a great tool, and I really respect their founder and think that they've built something that's really pro agent that can really help you, because networking with other professionals locally and nationally and internationally can really help you grow your business in a major, major way. And we'll talk about some specific ways to do that. Today's show is brought to you by Postcard Mania. I love these guys. They were actually just selected by business.com as the best pick, the number one pick for postcard mailings. This is across all industries. So according to business.com, there's no one better for postcards. They beat out every direct mail company in the country when it comes to mailing postcards. And here's the thing. You've heard about this on previous episodes. They're not just a postcard company. They also do digital marketing. So they take postcards and they make them trackable. They have analytics. They do Facebook and Google ad retargeting that go along with the postcards. That is a winning combination. I'm telling you, as a special offer to Massive Agent listeners, they're offering you guys a free real estate marketing kit just for realtors. Okay, this is specifically for real estate agents, totally free. To get it, just go to postcardmania.com/realtor kit. Postcardmania.com/realtor kit. Claim yours today. Or if you're old school, which I totally respect, you can call 855-980-5492. Talk to their experts about how you can put a campaign together to not just do some retargeting on social media and online, which I'm a huge fan of, but also to do some retargeting with postcards in the mailbox. Doing it all together is what really freaking works. Doing one may work. Doing the other may work. Doing them all together in one turnkey solution, amazing. So thank you to Postcard Mania for sponsoring the show. We appreciate your support. And lastly, before we jump into the content and the interview with Brody Saunders, the founder and CEO of IdealEstate, I want to thank Wise Agent. This show is also brought to you today by Wise Agent. They are my CRM of choice. I've been using Wise Agent for 9 months now, and I was with Lion Desk. I had some frustrations with Lion Desk and saw that Wise Agent has what I wanted in a better, easier to use way. It's actually less expensive, and so if you guys aren't using Wise Agent, they have this tool where if you get a new lead or you add a new contact, it can actually look up that contact's social media profiles. And so if you have a lead that comes in, maybe they give you a bogus phone number, but now all of a sudden, boom, it looks it up and they find their Twitter profile and their Facebook profile, their Pinterest boards, all that. And you can start connecting with them on social. So if they give you bogus info, that's not the only option you have. Super cool. So Wise Agent is offering a 14-day free trial to Massive Agent listeners. You just have to go to massiveagentpodcast.com/wiseagent to get that. massiveagentpodcast.com/wiseagent and take advantage of the 14-day free trial. As a bonus for Massive Agent listeners only, if you use that link, and you must use that link, otherwise they have no way to track this, but they will give you access for free in your account to my personal drip campaigns. I have one for buyers, I have one for sellers, and I have one for open house follow-up. These are the drip campaigns I personally use and that I've personally put together. And you'll get them for free just by using that link. So go check them out if you're looking for a CRM or a better CRM. It has texting, video, email, all that stuff. It's very user-friendly, and I am a Wise Agent fan. So go check it out. All right, guys, let's jump into the interview right now with the founder of IdealEstate, Brody Saunders, to talk about how you can network, how networking with other professionals can grow your business. What's up, guys? I'm sitting here with Brody Saunders, the founder of IdealEstate. Welcome to the Massive Agent Podcast. How's it going, my friend?
It's going great, Dustin. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Yeah, so you and I, you live in Salt Lake City. We have some mutual friends, and we got together for lunch, and I was learning more about IdealEstate, and it's so crazy to me how big this industry is, how big it is, how diverse it is, how segmented it is, because I had, aside from an Inman article over a year ago, I don't think I'd ever seen IdealEstate in the wild. And once you told me the size of the network, and how many agents were actually using it, I was blown away. I was like, there's no way that I haven't heard of this, but you guys are huge. So we'll get into that. Brody, real quick, introduce yourself. Tell the Massive Agent audience who you are and kind of what brought you to this point, and then we'll jump into what IdealEstate is and what agents need to know about the data you have and what's going on in our industry right now.
Oh, absolutely. So I really got into this industry when I was buying a home and selling a home. And there were two very consistent things that happened through that process. First and foremost, my realtor, some of the other professionals I had been talking to in the industry, were kind of frustrated with some of the tech companies in the industry trying to kind of replace their position or diminish it in some way. And as I was going through this process, because I had a great agent, I also got set up with a great lender, got a great appraisal, inspection, insurance, moving company, this entire, process of all of these people that come together to make buying or selling a home, possible for people. And so as I was going through that process, I had a tech background, so I was looking at my agent, and because I knew her, I got connected with all these other people. And so what I was looking at is real estate's really all about networking, and buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial decisions people make in life. It's, I think, the second most stressful thing that people go through next to divorce. I think the human element in the process is just absolutely crucial. And so through this process, I said, well, what if you could make a realtor-friendly portal to help agents share, build a better business network, collaborate, and also show off the network they bring to the table. And so we service over 40 different types of real estate professionals on the site right now, and that number keeps growing. And so we're really, really focused on trying to kind of bring together and empower all the people in the industry that make buying or selling a home possible, and owning a home, actually.
I love it. And it's so important that we differentiate between the vendors and the technology companies that are coming in. I feel like it's not just for agents, it's not just loan officers, but as humans, we're so busy, we have so much going on, we try to oversimplify things in our heads. I think it's just human nature, but we think that any new company or vendor that comes into the industry is trying to disrupt it and change it. And let's just say, okay, sure they are, but is that a bad thing? There's two different kinds of vendors and companies. There's those that are trying to give more tools to agents to help them do their job better, more efficiently, which will help them. And then those that are trying to replace or do an end run around agents. And so they're not all the same. And I'm glad that you mentioned that you guys saw this need, that agents need, some networking tools and all of this to connect their communities and everything. That's a good thing. Like, anyone who listens knows I'm a huge LinkedIn fan right now.
Yeah.
LinkedIn is all about networking. And so how do you guys, I'll give you my personal opinion on networking and how freaking important I think it is for agents to do. But how are you helping agents to do that? And what are you seeing? Like, what kind of feedback are you getting from the industry now that you're providing an easy place for them to network amongst themselves?
Absolutely. So one of the things we've done, we've essentially created almost like a vertical LinkedIn model for all real estate pros. And through that process, we've actually created a safe place to send agents to send their clients to shop for homes. We're not a lead gen site. We don't sell leads. We do help agents promote their listings. We do that for free. Every listing has a contact form on it, and what you're not going to see is all of the competition advertising on your listings on our site. So we're doing something a little bit different, but it's unlocked something that I don't think has really existed in an easy-to-use way. So here's a great example of a use case. We have a lot of agents in Florida that actually use us to connect with agents in Boston and New York and Chicago who have clients that want to move to Florida, rent in Florida, get a vacation spot for the weekend in Florida. And so we've created something where, in an agnostic basis, we've given people the ability to collaborate with other agents. So agents collaborating with other agents, it's probably something you wouldn't do on Zillow, a lot of other sites. And so, agents are one of the best sources of great leads. And so by building better relationships, by helping create this nationwide network, we have great search features that allow you to say, I want to connect with agents in a certain location that have a certain type of home that they're selling, so that I can share opportunities with them. And then hopefully they'll share opportunities with me. And then bringing in the other professionals into this mix, that's something also really important because, if you want to connect with another agent, you want to in a different location, you want to make sure they have a great lender. You want to make sure they're going to get the inspection done. If you're going to share referrals, which is, referrals are probably the very best way to get new business opportunities. And that's one of the things we specialize in. Since we don't sell leads, we help connect you and really give you insight into what your network's doing. And, as an agent, one of the things you bring to the table, as I mentioned before, is your network of professional partners. And so we let you show off on your profile, I'm Brody, here's who I am, here's what I do, but here's all the people I bring to the table that are going to make your entire experience great.
See, I love that it's built for real estate agents. I mean, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook groups, that's where most people think of networking with other agents, or maybe like an internal, like my brokerage EXP, we have Workplace where we can collaborate amongst each other, but it's distracting. There's so much other crap going on. And so you guys are just like, look, this is just to collaborate with other agents. Here's some other ways to do it. Here's how I can build this team and show my partners that I work with. And don't you also have the ability to share listings with your clients? How does that work? Because it's not just within the industry, right?
No. So the way that works, so that brings up a great point. So
they don't need their own website, right?
No, they don't. Your profile, we really try to position the Ideal Estate profile as the last business profile you need as a real estate professional. Whether you're an agent, a lender, appraiser, a moving company, a locksmith, whatever it is. So it's one place you can go to promote your business, the services you have. We even launched a new feature where you can post job opportunities. If you're hiring for your company, you can post job opportunities. We have office managers, all kinds of people looking for jobs on the site. So it's really a different kind of way to manage your business. We're not a CRM. We're not a lead gen platform, as I mentioned before. And so, by creating this, we've created a really novel way as well for agents to share homes. So if you're a buyer's agent, for example, as I mentioned in the previous scenario, if you're a buyer's agent and you have a client moving out of your district, well, you don't want to join a bunch of different MLSs. We provide a way for you to collaborate with your client, share homes, and not have to worry about some other agent stealing your leads. And this is something you and I talked about when we went to lunch, which is, a lot of these other companies in the industry have trained everybody to fear agents, to fear collaborating with your peers. And, that's something that doesn't actually make sense because, you work with other agents all the time. You constantly have to collaborate, share. So wouldn't it be better to have a place where you can build relationships? The reason it's a problem is on other sites, if you get a lead from Zillow, we're not anti-Zillow, we're just pro-realtor. If you get a lead from Zillow, that gets sold many, many times to many different people. And one of the biggest obstacles we face as a company is when people confuse us with traditional lead gen, where they think we're sending them leads, sending them folks. The way people find each other on our site, we have an activity feed very similar to LinkedIn or Facebook where you can check in on real-time real estate activity, either based on your network or nationwide. And so people find things that way, but they find it through people. And that's something that's very, very different. A lot of people ask, how do you drive people to the site? We get thousands and thousands of organic invites every single day and have since inception of agents inviting their clients to connect with them on Ideal Estate. And there's a really important reason why. So through our network, when you make connections, they automatically get updated on the latest developments in your business. Mm-hmm. So, if you get a new listing, that goes out to your network. If you post a new service, that goes out to your network. A lot of agents are also, non-realtor pros, meaning they do other things in the industry. So they do title or they do lending as well. And so when you post a new service or you post a job, your network gets updated. And so we've created a way for agents to build a really solid business network where people are updated on your business, but you're also updated on what other people are doing. So you can actually, you can have opportunities come to you, but you can actually go and search for them as well.
this whole idea of collaboration is so important. It's something that I, admittedly, the first half of my real estate career, and I've been an agent for about 9 years, the first half or so, I thought, I can't let other agents see what I'm doing. They might steal my idea. I don't want to be friends with other agents because, they might somehow like steal my clients or whatever. And it's so insane when you zoom out and realize how much damn abundance there is actually. And once I started to collaborate with other agents, I started to build a network of friends who were agents that I could get ideas from, and they can get ideas from me, and they can give support when needed, and vice versa. But also referrals started coming to me from agents all over because they knew me as the Salt Lake City guy. And had I just stayed in this little tunnel vision bubble where it's like, it's competitive. It's the most competitive industry. So I can't share what I'm doing. I don't want anyone else to steal my idea. Then I wouldn't have those referrals. Referrals for the last 3 years or so have been 20% of my sales. They've come from referrals, and not just outside the area. Some have been local. Because look, guys, we're at all-time highs in this industry. And at some point soon, the market will start coming down. In some markets, it already has. And when that starts happening over a prolonged period of time, or it starts happening steeper, people are going to have to leave the industry. So if you have good relationships with local agents and all of a sudden they leave the industry and you're still in it, guess what? They're not just going to tell their database, oh, sorry, I'm not in the business anymore, see ya. They're going to recommend that they go find, like, hey, I actually worked with so-and-so, go talk to them. So you could actually be getting referrals from local agents. It's amazing. And just one last thing on the collaboration.
Yeah.
Numerous times, like, I don't know how many, but many times I have, because of relationships I've built through Facebook with other local agents, I've gone into multiple offer situations where a listing agent knows me, respects me, and that has helped us to win the multiple offer situation. Because when I said, hey, we've got financing, we're locked up, like, this buyer's strong, they're motivated, they believe me because they know me. That helps. None of that is possible without collaboration. And you guys have built something I think super cool. And I just want everyone to know, this is not some paid guest. I saw what they're doing and I thought it was so freaking cool and clever. It's simple, but powerful in that it's so focused on real estate and can help you be a more effective agent in so many ways. What kind of feedback, Brody, have you guys been seeing since launching? Like, what was your biggest surprise, or what were you like, oh wow, I didn't realize that that we're getting this feedback and you weren't expecting it? Like, what's been the biggest surprise since you guys went live?
Oh, absolutely. So I think it's always good to talk about the good and the bad, right? So I think the best feedback was people really liked that we had created something that wasn't trying to disintermediate the role of the agent. And I think that led to our initial success, and the Inman articles that we've had written about us really helped, kind of get that out there. And I think there was just something in the air that was very helpful there. But I think, where most people, and I think you brought this up, just a second ago, where, the best way to get new business is from referrals. But one thing I would add to that is they don't just come from agents. So if you have a great lender and he's talking to people and he's kind of the lead in on something, he might refer you. And the same thing with another agent, knowing you have a great network of people, that makes all the difference in the world when they go to work with you, because they can say, great, this whole thing, we'll be able to wrap this up. We're going to be able to collaborate. We're going to work together. And both of us benefit from that. And so I think the biggest feedback we've gotten is from agents being able to collaborate with agents in different places and feel safe and have access to millions of homes where they can create something tailored for any client. A buyer's agent can go on our site, and if they have a client moving from Florida to Boston or vice versa, they can create a collection of homes that fits that person's needs. And what they really like is we present it in a very beautiful way, very similar to Pinterest. And so when they share, it doesn't just, you can share homes anywhere, but we make it easier for clients to share with other people. And a lot of people say, well, I can share on the MLS. Well, it's not the same thing.
Not the same thing at all.
No, not at all. So being able to create a collection of homes that I could go and say, here's an organized collection, and I can share it with my wife, and she can save the one she wants, and then our realtor already knows, and we can do whatever we want to do collaboration-wise. I can share it with and that's something you do when you are buying or selling a home. You're sharing with everybody. You're sharing with your mom, dad, friends. Is this cool? What do you think about that? And so buying a home is a social experience. So, it's not good to have a siloed tool to share, because that's just by definition not social.
Right. When you first started telling me about it, to be totally honest, I was like, it just sounds like another platform. Like, yeah, there's a million of them. It sounds like another platform. Like, why would I create another profile? But once I noticed what you were talking about, the very Pinterest-esque way that you can add homes to a board and share the board, yeah. I realized this is huge for those who maybe don't have a personal website, where they don't have IDX themselves. They don't have a website, or their MLS sucks. Their MLS is not a very user-friendly.
Yeah, and you're bound by that, and your client has to look at a home that has terrible photos because they're pixelated or whatever. And so we wanted to get away from that and create a standard. And it's really great to have someone share with you once, and then you have that, and it shows up on your profile as a consumer. Consumer has a profile on the site if they want to have one. They can obviously do. They don't have to have one, but essentially you have a platform where they can go through, collaborate, share, and then they can create their own experience and share it. And it looks great. It's more fun. It's better for the agent to be able to do it that way. So you share once, and then you can just add to it. Here's 5 more homes. And your client can just delete the ones they don't like. And then they can actually go shopping and share with you and say, here's 5 homes that I want to go see. And this came up too, this has come up a million times, but if you want to go look at a home, you call your agent and you say, I want to go look at these 5 homes. And then they call the listing agent. And on other sites, that's kind of a tricky thing. On our site, it's something that, once people start collaborating, they get great feedback, and then you have the ability to post services. So there's not another site out there that allows you to post your listings, your services. If you're a lender and you have 5 different plans you offer for veterans, for retirees, whatever it is, you can post those, and we help you promote those as well. So it's really everything about you in one place, your whole bio, everything.
Yeah, it's certainly unique, and as I've created a profile and started messing around with it, and connecting with other agents, I see the power. In Utah, in Salt Lake City specifically, our MLS it's supposedly one of the best out there. Like, they keep winning awards for how user friendly it is and all this stuff, and it's a great MLS. But even still, if I'm just sending a list of homes from the MLS to my clients and they go there's a consumer-facing side of the MLS where they start seeing ads from other lenders.
Yep.
Like Mountain America Credit Union or University of Utah Credit Union's mortgage department and all this stuff. I don't want that. I don't want them getting distracted by that, because I want that. I'm referring them to someone I trust. And so what I love about your platform is IdealEstate, just like, they're inside your little bubble, all right, so that they don't get distracted. They're insulated. They don't possibly get misled by some ridiculous ad somewhere, and I love that.
Yeah, that part's really cool, and you bring up another great point, which is, as a consumer, if you go on Zillow or anywhere else, okay, because those are easier to use than the MLS, and there's more variety, and you can search nationwide. Well, yes. If I did fill out a contact form, I'm a consumer, I'm going to get 50 phone calls because that's sold to everybody. And for us, what I recognized early on in this, that's a zero-sum game to agents. And what I've learned is, all these tech companies try to devalue the value of the agent. They work very hard. There's not a lot of people that, are working at 10 o'clock at night, sitting at a house so they can get the right shot of the house for photos with a photographer, working with them, showing up on a Saturday. It's a very, very difficult job. And so from our perspective, we wanted to have something that would allow agents to, really collaborate in a different way, so that you don't have to worry about your customer getting called 50 times. And I won't bring up the name of the company, but I signed up for a company while I was going through the process of creating IdealEstate. And I just wanted to see what it was all about. It's a prominent company. They help set you up with realtors or whatever.
A little opposition research?
Yeah, well, no, I just wanted to see what was out there.
Sure.
And so I filled out my information. I put my phone number in, which you have to do. And I still get maybe 1 or 2 calls a week. First few weeks, and this is a year ago. And my information sold to everybody. So as a consumer, that's not a benefit to me if I want to have variety and also collaborate with my agent. And, the other part too is I want to know my agent brings a lot of great people to the table. And if I'm connecting with another professional, I want to know they bring they bring great people to the table. So if you're a non-realtor pro on the site, it's really great to know if you're an agent, because agents also are consumers, right? They need to have a good lender. They need to have all these relationships. So we allow these people to showcase, to agents, here's what I bring to the table. And if you're an agent, especially if you're starting out, you might not know a great lender. You might not know, a great inspection person, or a company that does title or insurance or moving. And that's something that adds value to your business to be able to do that, because that's what clients rave about. And so we've created a place where you can find consumers, you can collaborate with your clients, but you can also search if you need a new photographer. You can go to us and you can look at their portfolio, see their profile. All of that stuff plays as well.
That's so cool. What is some of the negative feedback you received? Like what surprised you in a negative way about our industry? Because part of why I wanted to do this show was to let anyone listening get a bigger, more broad idea of what the industry as a whole looks like. And
sure.
First off, how many agents do you guys have on the platform?
Well, I can't go into that totally, but it's north of 600,000.
Jeez. Okay, so a lot of agents. A lot of agents. All right. So you guys have a ton of data. Yeah. Well, what's some of the negative stuff?
The negative stuff we get, it really comes from people confusing us with another Zillow. And people will write in, well, actually, I'll tell a funny story too, but people thinking we're trying to sell them leads, we're trying to rip them off, we've stolen their listings. We haven't. So we don't use listings to sell ads, which is what other sites do.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing is people come in, it looks, you go to browse, it looks like another portal, from that perspective. So that's the biggest negative feedback we get when people think we're trying to sell them leads. So one thing we do, just like LinkedIn, is we show everyone who views your listings, views your profile, views your services. And so that information is really presented in a way so that you can look at the person's profile, see what they're all about. Are they worth connecting with? What kind of homes might they be saving if they're not already working with an agent? Those types of things. But people think we're sending them leads that are just views. They're recorded as numbers on other sites. And so that's the biggest challenge we face. I would say the second biggest challenge we face is people think we're a Freemason site.
With your logo?
And that's our logo, which we're going to change the logo based on that. But it's just kind of funny because I just thought it looked cool. So it's really just meant to represent a drafting instrument and a house to represent that we service all real estate professionals.
That's hilarious. I think I told you this when we had lunch. That's something I noticed too, but I don't know anything about Freemasonry. I know, literally the extent of my knowledge is I know what the logo looks like, and I know that some of our founding fathers were Freemasons. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else.
And I watch, the Da Vinci Code and that thing, but it's not 1 or 2 complaints. We've probably had 50 plus.
Oh, geez.
that think we are actually a secret society in the real estate industry. So it actually speaks to your point about how broad and diverse the industry is, because you have a lot of people that, work in a certain specific area, focus on certain things. And so having something, nationwide that's wide open for them, they're not used to it. And so that's another point of criticism that we get. But I make myself personally available to anyone who writes in on the site, no matter what. And I talk to people. At one point, I was talking probably 50, 60 people, every couple days, just answering questions. And that's the problem, too, I think the industry faces. And you see it even with the bigger brands like Keller Williams or Realogy. They create partnerships. They do certain things. They have their own constituents. And so they can even become upset with their own companies in a lot of cases about moves that they make. And the reality is, too, I have Keller Williams agents that only want to deal with other Keller Williams agents or whatever, but it's too broad. The whole market is too broad to focus that narrowly.
Yes. So I have a question for you about the way the platform works. So if you, as an agent, you start sending listings and homes to your clients.
Yes.
Are those clients, if they create a profile or jump on your platform, do they get exposed to other agents?
They could. That's absolutely possible. But we don't actually display consumer information to anyone on the site. So
Gotcha.
No one can search for your customers. Here's an example. If someone went on someone else's listing and filled out a contact form, theoretically, yes, they could contact the agent. But this is another big fallacy we're trying to beat down. If you have a client that's under contract with you as a buyer's agent, why would they go straight to the agent? They could do that also anywhere. The difference is we don't participate in leveraging that to make money and sell that to 50 other people.
Right.
That's the problem.
And it's definitely a problem. Yeah. I still see agents sharing Zillow links. Like, check out my new listing, and it's on Zillow. It's like, you have to think. Guys, stop sharing your Zillow listings with your database, because what happens then when they click it? They go look at the house, and on that right side, they see the 3 premier agents, and you're not one of them. So they have to specifically know where to look just to find who the listing broker is. And they're getting, they're getting not notifications, but they are pushing the premier agents to contact. So stop that. I love what you guys are doing. I love how it's pro agent. And I like how you said you're not really anti Zillow. You're just pro agent. Zillow does their thing, whatever. You've decided to focus on a platform that aids and assists realtors in doing their job better and helps keep the consumer and other professionals focused. Absolutely.
And to the point you just brought up as well, for the consumer, it's not great to get 50 calls. You don't want that.
No, it's terrible.
For the listing agent, you don't want to make 50 calls. And for the buyer's agent, you don't want them there in the first place. So the MLS doesn't provide a very reliable option to share effectively in a way that consumers have become accustomed to, because, they do use Instagram and Pinterest and these other things, and not a lot of, just local MLSs or even bigger ones have the tech expertise to make things look good and easy to use. So from that perspective, this is a great way to do it without having to worry about your clients being poached. And, when you lead off from that, then you're starting to build relationships. And so when you connect with a client on our site, the other thing we do is we make it way easier than anything else on the market for them to refer you again. So when you have to ask for referrals, you have to make a lot of calls, or you have to hope it happens. But we've opened this up in a way that gives you insight for the ability to do more and do it without having to do a lot of work.
I love it. Love it. So Brody, where can people check out the platform? How can they, try it out, get a profile, start connecting with other agents?
Absolutely. So the profile is free. I mean, everyone has a free profile. It allows you to do basically 80% of what you need for your business. We have an upgraded profile that's really about building a network faster, getting more visibility. If you have services and listings you want to promote, it does it faster. And we do all of this stuff and sharing everything else. But you can do all of that for $39 a month, which is a fraction of the price of any other platform, in the country. And we're able to do that because we have all these non-realtor pros as well. And so from our perspective, we really have that LinkedIn model. It's more like, the preferred account. So it gives you unlimited messaging, unlimited connection requests, it gives you more search options, those types of things. And so from that perspective, but if you just want to share with clients, that's free. Have a great profile, that's free. You can post your services, and that's free, and you can route people to your website. So you don't have to go through us if you don't want to on that one. It's more effective because a lot of the passive people that look, then you can message them. But our preferred profile is really about networking. It's about referrals. It's about building a better business network, better client network, and to also keep everyone up to speed with what you're doing. I think the most connected person on the site now has over 300,000 people in her network.
Jeez.
And we had one realtor actually successfully invite 16,000 people to be in her direct network. But it's a great way to build a following for your business. So you never know when the next opportunity is going to come in. We can show you that. We can give you visibility into what your network's doing. And I actually think that's probably the future of the company, is really just giving everyone insight into real-time opportunities coming from everywhere in the country that would never be actionable anywhere else.
If you're listening, please do not underestimate what you can do here. Okay, so if you build a network and it gives you a number, how big your network is, if you build that of, let's say it's just 10,000 other agents, and you guys have at least 600,000. So you get 10,000 in a network. What do you think you can now speak to in a listing presentation when you're sitting down with the seller? Like, hey, by the way, I have a network of X of agents all around the country, and so that will help me to highlight your listing and put it in front of them. Do you think that's going to excite them? I mean, so many sellers love this idea of out-of-state buyers.
Yes.
It's like this out-of-state buyer will overspend on my listing, and they have this idea that is what you want, is an out-of-state buyer. And so if you show them as just one of the things you bring to the table in your listing presentation, remember, make it all about them. That's all. They don't care about the history of your brokerage. They care about how much money you're going to get them and how you're going to do it. So you show them, hey, I'm crazy connected. Look at my network. We're going to sell your house faster because these guys all have out-of-state buyers.
Yeah, and you can push out to all of those agents in an instant. Like I said, we have an activity feed. It's really cool. Every time you create a new board, and you can create a board of your own listings, and that's really cool too. So anytime you get a new listing, it's just shared. And when you share your profile, say on social media, every time you get a new thing, you can keep everyone updated on what you're doing. And so you don't have to go through and say, I need to do 50 other things in order to do this. And if you have a great idea on the social media side that I'm excited about. And one of the things that we want to do is be able to, once people are in the system, if you get a new listing, you might have a client that you worked with in the past that still wants to look at your listings, but we make it easier for them to send it to everyone so they don't have to get an email or a newsletter all the time.
Oh, I love it. You guys definitely have built something cool, and it's not crazy complex. It's not like blockchain backed or any crazy like new sexy stuff. It's simple, and you're focusing on a few things, and I think it's really smart and useful. So I encourage everyone to go check out, is it just idealestate.com?
Yeah, and it's .co. We were able to buy the .com finally, but so you can go to either one. So idealestate.co, idealestate.com.
Love it.
If anyone has questions, I want to give my email out if that's okay. If anyone does have
Sure.
questions on this, please email me directly at Brody Saunders at idealestate.co. It's BRODYSAUNDERS at idealestate.co. And I'm happy to speak to you personally.
And I will put that email address in the show notes. Whenever we publish a new episode, massiveagentpodcast.com is where you can find the show notes to each episode, where we have links, relevant links, any contact info for how to find the guest. So we'll put that email address in there as well. If you prefer to never type and only click, we'll make that easy for you. Brody, I appreciate you being on the show, my friend. And
of course.
Thank you
for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. Before we go, I want to do the rapid fire of the week. Every time we have a guest on, we do some rapid fire questions to help people get to know you a little bit better and see what's important to you. And so let's jump into it. No gotcha questions, I promise.
Great.
I wish I could think of gotcha questions. I'm just not wired that way. I wouldn't do well at CNN, that's for sure. But Facebook or Instagram?
I think Instagram.
Okay. Instagram or Snapchat?
I've never used Snapchat.
All right, then. Book or podcast?
Book on tape would be my answer, but I would do podcast over book. I'm dyslexic.
Same concept, just audio. Love it. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Love it. Alexa or Google Home?
Alexa.
Burgers or pizza?
Ooh, pizza.
New York or LA?
New York.
Do you like football or basketball?
I'd go with football.
Mountains or beach?
My wife will kill me, but mountains.
She loves the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so does mine. I prefer Jackson Hole to the beach, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Bubble or no bubble as far as the real estate market?
Potential bubble.
Okay, that's fair. Podcast or vlog?
I don't know what a vlog is.
A video blog, like a YouTuber, like showing their day.
I would have to go with the video blog just because I guess it depends. But I would choose that one. But I like to listen to stuff. So actually maybe podcast.
Okay, that's fair. YouTube or Facebook Live?
YouTube.
Uber or Lyft?
Lyft.
Gary V or Grant Cardone?
I don't know who they are.
Dude, you don't know Gary V? Gary Vaynerchuk?
Wait, what?
Gary Vaynerchuk?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, well, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Well, we'll just I'll have to send you a link or two to Gary V.
Okay, cool. Do that.
All right.
Your choice. Is he the one you choose? Who would you choose? Let me answer your question with a question.
There you go. I love the pandering to the show host. Gary V for sure. Yeah, they're both. Grant Cardone, he's the author of 10X, and he does a 10X conference or some shit. I just don't like his personality.
And what's the other one?
Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
I'll check it out.
Google him. Find him on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere. He's a lot of stuff that we talk about on the show. A lot of the ways I've built my business have been inspired by him in one way, shape, or form. He just has a finger on the pulse of how to get attention in today's world with the tools we have available. So he's definitely someone to follow if you don't already.
Oh, I'll definitely check it out.
Love it. And then what is one app recommendation? It doesn't have to be real estate. It doesn't have to be business related. Just what app are you using right now that you're loving?
You know what? I actually downloaded Chris Hemsworth's Center app, and it's actually pretty cool.
So I'm not familiar with this. He's the Thor actor, right?
Yeah, he's the Thor actor. Came up with a cool app that just, it's about, eating healthy, exercising healthy, and you get access to everyone who trains him. But it also creates, a way for you to have like a good, intellectual reading list, and then meditation, stuff like that, which I think is also a really, important part of business, having, some of those other extracurricular focuses. And so that's the most recent app I think I've downloaded.
It's called Center?
Yeah, CNTR.
Okay, I think I've seen that. That kind of rings a bell somewhere.
It's actually very cool. It gives you a new, sort of routine for the day and just helps you kind of plan things out. And it makes it easier if you have a plan to do the things you actually like to do. So
for sure. Okay. I'm going to check that out. That's a good recommendation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Cool, man. And where can they find you for anyone who wants to connect with you personally? Why don't you give your email one more time, and then where can they go check out your platform?
Sure. So Brody Saunders, BRODY, Saunders, SAUNDERS at IdealEstate.co. And then find me on IdealEstate. That's where you should find me. And
love it.
It's always a great thing when you can build something that you can personally use to hire people or whatever. And we use our own platform for pretty much everything. So find me on IdealEstate.
I love it. Brody, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you sharing some behind-the-scenes stuff with the platform you've built. I think it's pretty cool. It's useful. It was pleasantly surprising to me because I told you, I looked at it and I was like, it's just another freaking referral site or just another platform, but it's more. So I'm a fan. I think it could be a great tool in the tool belt of the average agent, well, or even above average agent. And I appreciate you coming on the show today, my friend.
Create a profile
thank you so much
on
for having me.
IdealEstate, or maybe
Really
you already have one and you're just going to dust it
Talk
off a
soon.
little bit. Make sure you connect with me. I am on there as well, and it's a platform that I am going to start putting some effort into for sure because I see the value. And lenders, here's what's super cool is I know you guys don't have MLS access yourself. Like, you can't have an IDX website. But guess what? If you have a profile on IdealEstate, you have access to all the homes. So you could actually still run a Facebook ad or do a post on social somewhere where you're promoting a certain list of homes, which is just a board that you've created on IdealEstate. So, and then they're not, if you send that to potential clients or your network, or you run an ad, you don't have to worry about them being exposed to ads from other realtors. They're contained within your little network. So it's a nice workaround for not having direct MLS access yourself as a lender. It's, like Pinterest, like you could send a link to a board, but this could be a specific list of homes. And agents, if you don't have a website, you can do the same thing. All right, we mentioned the Massive Agent Society up front. If you are looking to take lead generation into your own hands, like literally take full control so that you're not relying on Zillow and their ungodly amount of money each month that they charge for basically some pretty shitty leads, or Realtor.com or Homes or any of these guys, if you want to take full control and learn how to get them yourself at a fraction of the cost, then you need to learn how to do it. We have created a program to teach you how to do it, to give you the ads to run, and then train you and coach you and hold your hand and dissect the results you're seeing after the ad's running so you can improve it over time and become a master. EXP agents, if you guys are part of our EXP team, you get free lifetime membership to the Massive Agent Society. So I'm looking to expand my EXP team. I'm looking for more like-minded agents who are hungry, that maybe just in return for linking arms with me, they want some support, they want some coaching and training. I am looking to work with more of you. So please reach out, send me a message, DM me on Instagram, whatever. But if you're looking for a better brokerage situation, and or you just want to make some more, if you want to have access to some more revenue streams aside from just closing transactions, then you need to seriously look at EXP. If you want the information, please don't make up your mind on EXP unless you have seen the information. You can't say no unless you know what you're saying no to. After you know what you're saying yes or no to, cool, whatever. It's not for everybody. I get it. MassiveAgentPodcast.com/EXP and click play on the video and get the information, right? Find out if it really is for you or if it's not. That's all I ask. And if it is for you, let's get you free lifetime membership to the society for joining my team so we can work hand in hand, arm in arm, whatever other weird comparison or analogy you want to use. But you get the point. Anyhow, all right, guys. I appreciate you listening to the show. Thank you so much. I can't believe I didn't mention this right at the beginning, but last week I was at Inman in Vegas. I almost said San Francisco. Inman in Vegas, and this show was a finalist for the Inman Innovator of the Year Award, which was super flattering. There were 10 finalists, and we made it in the top 3. We were announced as one of the runners-up to
to the Inman Innovator Award. So being top 3 and announced on stage was super freaking cool. There's a video of the announcement on our Instagram profile, so go check that out. But I just want to thank you guys. Without you listening and without you sharing this show with your friends and with your colleagues and with those in your office, we wouldn't be able to get that kind of recognition. And so thank you guys. I put a shitload of time and effort and money into this show, and just getting recognition. We all love recognition. We all need it to a certain extent. It was a huge breath of fresh air to show me that we really are on the right track. We really are doing something that is worth doing, and so I appreciate all the messages. I appreciate all the feedback from you guys, and I cannot thank you enough for your support. If you have not yet left us a rating or a review on iTunes, I cannot tell you how huge that is for us. It is one of the most impactful things you can do to give back and support the show. Please go to iTunes, give us a review or a rating. A rating takes literally 2 seconds. You just click 5 stars and boom, hit submit. If you feel like writing a review, awesome. That helps us out and helps us be seen by more people who are searching for real estate podcasts on iTunes. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Go get some appointments, go get some leads, go sell some homes, go close some loans. Take care. See you next week. Thanks for listening.